Thank you. So I met her. I saw her sitting at the table and it's wild. She says, Claudiane, you just came to me and you asked me, do you want to lose 5 pounds in 5 days? I wasn't even thinking real estate because I was losing weight at the time. She says, you're crazy. I said, I know most people say I'm crazy. I get it. But y'all got to know, you got to do things outside of the box. So I started to build a relationship. Well, we were at Target training with guns. Well, we were at scenario training. So they would say you're in a parking lot. It was dark in the room, the truck. I mean, it's huge production. She ended up twisting her ankle or something and ended up going to the ER. She came back and I just stayed in touch with her. I didn't know she was going to do real estate. I just curated a relationship with her. And now in August, she gets her license in New York. She then turns around and gets it in Florida. And now she's on her 9th transaction. And I know she's on her 8th. She's going to say, Claudiane, I'm on my 8th. But I can already see she's on her 9th transaction, even though it's not here. Guys, she's only been doing real estate since August. This is a big deal. So if you're sitting there saying, oh, I can't get any sales. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, we're virtual. Guys, you have to make a decision. You got to make the decision. We cannot make it for you. And once you make the decision and you show up, she shows up on Tuesdays, on Tuesday nights training. She shows up on Instagram. She shows up in Elena's trainings. She shows up in Hoss Pratt training. She shows up. So if you want to know why she's $4 or $5 million down the line and she just became a realtor, there's a reason why. And I want to tell you this. When we first started, she says, Claudia, nobody really sells in our community. I said, because nobody's marketing to them. They probably are sitting there thinking, should we sell? But nobody's showing up. And this is a true story. Unmute yourself for a second, bro. I got to unmute you. Hold on.
I'm here.
Watch this. Is this a true story or not? Hold on. Let me just add you here.
Yes, everything you've said so far is true.
Wow. Now watch this. I said to her, you should start in the community that you live in. But Claudia, I don't never really see sales signs up. I said, because nobody, I was just talking, to be honest. I didn't know if this was going to be true or not. I was hoping it was going to be true. And watch this. She says, I don't really see a lot of sales in my community. I said, because nobody's there. So you have to fill the void. I was coaching her up. I didn't know if it was true or not. And so she started with RSP and she started to market the community. And from here, I want Ro to tell us what happened.
So basically, I mean, I came into real estate, obviously, like Claudiane mentioned. It was a decision that I wanted to make. My husband and I, we have a very successful business, and we've had a business for the last 25 years. I also hold a license for dental hygiene. So I've been also a dental hygienist for the last 20 years, temping here and there. And to be honest, everything was great, business-wise, money-wise, everything, until COVID hit, obviously, and it affected our business tremendously. We lost more than half of our business during COVID. So what I did was I actually went back to work. I did hygiene during COVID, which was an experience in itself. And I did that for about 9 months because I said, I have to do something because, obviously money wasn't coming in and I needed to do what I had to do, even though it wasn't much coming in, but it helped towards something. And so I did that for about 9 months during COVID, and John and I, my husband, attended GrowthCon. And when we attended GrowthCon, that's when Elena, because I also followed Elena, that's when she had mentioned about this event that Claudiane just spoke about. And the event it cost quite some money. And my husband said to me, and this was, I think, in February and March, and my husband said to me, you're going. And I said, I'm sorry? Okay, sorry. So my husband said to me, he's like, you're going. And I said, no, I can't do that. I said, it's way too much money. I said, we can do so many other things with that. And right now, it's not feasible. Well, P.S., I ended up going. And from that point on, our lives have changed. I met Claudianne, which I knew nothing about. I knew nothing about Claudianne. I met other people in the room, actually. Colhan, Christy Colhan, Coach Stormy. Like, I didn't even know Coach Stormy. I said to Claudianne, what does she do? And Claudianne says, TLC. I said, TLC, like what? TLC, the show? Like, what do you mean? What's TLC? I had no idea. And it was an experience in itself. So, and I had already signed up to take the real estate course because I said to my husband, I need to do something. I like, this is not fulfilling. It is fulfilling, but it's not fulfilling. Like, I need to just be out there and make a difference and do something and really put my head to it and enjoy what I like to do, which is, believe it or not, real estate. So that's why I ended up going to get my license, and I got licensed in both New York and Florida. So moving forward, I think what also got me to where I am today is showing up, having the different relationships with local attorneys, accountants, people who, you know, are on hospital boards, and being in my community for the last 17 years, basically. And just people knowing who I am. And
I'm in.
so my first,
Maybe you're like. Hold on, let me just mute everybody. Hold on, bro. I don't know what happened here.
Ro, just go ahead and unmute yourself.
I just did. Okay, we good? All right, cool. So my first listing, so yes, I got licensed in August, and you know, from August to January, my head was like, I gotta be in this game. I gotta do this. I need real estate. I need a listing. I need this one. I need this. I need that. I need this. Like, it was constant. How do I get to that? How do I, you know, put myself out there? Because it's all about exposure, right? No one, like, honestly, every listing I've gotten, no one knew anything about EXP, but that didn't matter to me. Who they knew was me and what I can do for them. So my first listing, I ended up getting from someone who I had sold my personal property to on the same road that I live on.
Wait, Ro, back up for a second. I need people to get this. What did you do your first 30 to 60 days in real estate?
I pretty much learned how to market myself, brand myself, talk to different people, show up to different events. I mean, I went to 10X Ladies, like, just getting my mindset in what I wanted to do and how I was going to achieve it. Like, I knew I was going to be successful. Like,
wait. Repeat that. That was key. Repeat that.
I knew I was going to be successful because
she knew before she started that she would be successful. I want everybody to write that down. I know I'm going to be successful. Just write it somewhere. That was good, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just knew it because, to be honest, and I don't want to sound, you know, crazy, but anything I put my head to, if I'm going to do it, I need to be successful at it. I'm not looking to be mediocre. I'm not looking to do, you know, half-ass stuff. I'm not. If I'm in, I'm all in. So I knew I was going to be successful. I mean, honestly, to me, like, you know, speaking to Claudianne and other people, when I tell them it's 9 transactions, by the way.
Oh, that means you're going to 10.
Going to 10th. No, my 10th is, it's April 20th. I have another listing appointment. So that will be my 10th transaction. To me, I'm like 8, like, to me, that sounds normal. Like, I can't see an agent not getting 8 transactions.
So I'm going to ask you very specific questions, because I want people to be able to take these tools. And why did I pick Ro? She just got licensed. She knew nothing about she's bought some properties, but on the sales side, she's not done any sales. So this was new for her. I remember doing RSP. I remember doing my business card. It's like she just duplicated everything. She says, Claudia, I'm going to do a press release. So I don't know if she remembers this. She did a whole press release about her being a realtor. And I don't care if you've been a realtor for 3 years, you need to reinvent yourself. Start there. Do a press release. Ro, can you email me your press release?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try to find it though.
Okay, so I'm gonna send you what her press release looked like. Okay, that was the first thing she did. She's like, I gotta tell people that I'm a realtor. Some of you guys are married, some of you guys are not. Some of you guys have people around you. I was a witness to this. I was in her condo in Florida, and she happened to look in the system because New York's a little bit different. They don't give you your results right away, like Florida. She says, Claudienne, I got my results. I passed. Her husband immediately started calling people. Oh, I don't know who you're using as a realtor, but my wife is now a realtor. You're going to start using her. No cap, just like that. And so I don't know who you are around, but if you don't have people to champion you, to promote you, to big you up, get rid of them. I had not seen anything like that. I mean, in the very midst of it, he literally picked up his phone, called their attorney, and says, I know that you do real estate law. Let me tell you, my wife just got licensed, and that's going to be your new realtor.
And that's truly how it happened. And honestly, that's just me. That's my personality. Everywhere I go, I have conversations with people, and in a good way. And I don't just approach and say, hey, I'm a realtor, like we have conversation, and I end up, telling them what I do. And I don't know, I guess because I'm honest, I'm transparent, I'm genuine, like people just kind of gravitate to me, I guess. And
No, honey, you do the work. Watch this. At what point did you start doing RSP? Tell me what RSP is. Tell me how you've implemented it. And then tell me if you've gotten any results from it.
So I implemented RSP, obviously came from you, Claudienne, because, Claudienne also too, it was my go-to person. Like she was my mentor. She still is my mentor. And I said to her, I'm like, listen, I want to learn what to do. I need to learn, and I want to learn from the best. I don't want to make any mistakes. I don't have time for mistakes, nor do I want to make them. I want to just get to where I got to be. So I said, marketing, we need to do marketing. Who can we hire? What can I do? She referred me to RSP. I immediately started RSP, which I farm a certain area, and I hit about 450 homes every other month with RSP. So I'm out there. RSP also does my just listed postcards. So every listing I get, I do just listed, and they go to my whole farming area and within 2 to 3 miles of where that home is being listed. So they do that for me. They also do pending. I do pending postcards, which all of my listings that I've sold so far, I mean, we're all pending still, because New York is so different from Florida. So it takes about a month and a half to close. Within like a week, 2 weeks, pending postcards have been sent out. Now I've got a sold because I just closed on my first listing 2 weeks ago that I got January 1st, and we just closed on it 2 weeks ago. I sent out sold cards because it's not so much, obviously I want people to call me, right? I just want it to be presence, omnipresence. I want to be out there. I want them to see me and to know that if real estate ever comes to their mind, they're going to think of me and remember me from all those postcards that I get. And I know it's not being done because I'm not getting any postcards from any other realtors in my area. They're not doing it. So I know.
Let me interrupt you for a second, because this
Sure.
is getting real good. You send out the RSP, and what happens? So just for those that don't know what RSP is, it's a mail-in system that charges you a little less than $1 to send out marketing. They do all the work. They send it to you for you to approve, and then it just goes out. So it's really hands off. You just approve it. You send out your first batch of RSP. What happens?
I get a couple of leads and they're called warm leads. So I called RSP and I said, well, what do I do now with these leads? Like, how do I approach the leads? And the woman I spoke to, Melanie, who's my coordinator now, she said, well, you can actually contact them, right? Because here in New York, we're still under the state law that we cannot like door knock, we can't reach out to anyone. So if they reach out to you, obviously then you can reach out to them, right? So I got these warm leads and I actually hand wrote a letter, like a little note. Hey, I'm so-and-so. I was the one who sent you the card. I noticed that you were on my website, or I noticed that you were looking for some more information. You know, I'm your local expert. Please feel free to contact me. I left my cell phone number. And I also included a $5 gift card to a local coffee shop, not to Starbucks, not to Dunkin' Donuts, just a local coffee shop that's in our town, basically. $5. And I just include that in there. That's what I do.
Now,
That's what I do with
I
my.
didn't even do that. Ro, do you remember what I said? I said, I'm going to start. Watch how the law of reciprocity works. Ro said that I'm her coach. She's now implemented something that I never even did. So I started duplicating what Ro did, because now watch what happens. What happened? How did you get your first 2 listings?
Well, my first listing that I got was I owned a piece of property on the same road that I live on. And I sold it to a young couple. Now I knew the young couple that were buying the property had a home to sell, and I'm in the town, had a home to sell in the village. So what was my next thought? I got to get that house. And that would have been technically my first listing, because I knew that if I get this one listing, it was all over. It was going to put me on the map, and off I was going. And surely that's exactly what happened. I approached them. I said, listen, I know you guys have a house to sell. I know, obviously I'm a new realtor, but I'm not kind of like new in real estate. But I would appreciate it if you would give me the opportunity to sell your home, because I think I can, honestly, truly sell your home and get the most for you guys. And they said, absolutely, we'll give you that chance. And they did. And I listed their house for $639,900. And we sold it for $639,900. And that's the home that I just closed on 2 weeks ago. But once I had that listing, obviously I did a postcard. I did just listed postcards. So about a week and a half later, I got a call from a woman who lived in the same development and said, not only did I see your sign on the lawn, but I got your just listed postcard.
Pause. I need y'all to frame this. She's in New York. It's snowing. It's cold. I said, Ro, it's 9 degrees there today. She says, Claudienne, I got a listing. I got my post. She put her all, I need y'all to follow me here. The lady has money already. She's not broke. She took the big post that not the little thing that you stick in the ground, the big white post herself, put it in the yard, hung the sign herself. She had no time to wait. I said, Ro, it's snowing today. You're going to drive in the snow? For me, that's like going in the hurricane. We in the house during the hurricane. It is determination. Do you remember that, Ro?
I surely
took a picture and you sent it to me.
Believe me, I remember that, and I appreciate, I appreciate everything in my life. I appreciate, I don't let a day go by not being thankful and grateful for the things that I have and for the things that I do. And I'll never forget that. Never, ever. I took the signs out of the box myself. I wanted to put it together myself. Obviously I have my husband, but I'm like, I need to know how to put this sign together, because when I go to my listing to put my sign up, I need to know what I'm doing. And so that's what I did. And so going back to my second listing I got because of my sign, obviously was on the front lawn, and my just listed postcard. And the woman called me and said, well, you know, I want to meet with you, but I just want you to know that my very good friend is a realtor, and she thinks that I can list my house for 550 and, you know, get into a bidding war and yada, yada. And I said, well, my approach is very different, but let's meet and we can go over that. And that's what we did. And when we met, I went over my marketing strategy. I went over what I thought the home should be listed at. But when I went to the appointment, I was prepared for that appointment. So I knew what I can get for that home. And so when I went to the appointment, I mean, first of all, I went prepared. Like I said, my contracts, everything in a folder. I have it all here. Like literally had everything pre-filled, had a copy, their copy on one side, my copy on another side, so they can sign both sets, because I knew that I was not leaving there unless I had that listing. And that day I went and I got the listing, and we listed it for $675, which I thought was high. And I said to him, listen, I don't mind listing at that, but I just want you to know that if we don't get any action within 7 to 10 days, we're going to have to lower the price. And just know that it's not because of me, because when I invest in something, like I have a invested interest in my seller, in them selling the home. So
Ro, let's highlight, how many days were you in the business when this happened?
Well, I got licensed in August. So my first listing literally was January 1st. So it was a week and a half after my first listing, I got my second listing.
And see this, she didn't wait on anyone to go to that appointment. She did her research, she prepared herself, and she executed. So let's highlight that right there.
Yep.
Bro.
So got the listing, obviously explained to them, you know, don't think that you're not getting the action because I'm not doing the work. I'm not a set it and forget it type of a person. I'm going to work for you. I represent you as a seller. You know, if I'm out there and someone meets me and they say, oh, you're the one that's selling. Yes, that's right. That's me. So obviously you have to present yourself in a certain way. Be professional as always. And so I ended up getting that listing. We listed for $675. And I got a cash offer of $750 for that home. So they were very happy. And then after that, it's my third listing came from the same development. About 2 weeks later, got another call. Can't believe you sold those homes. I can't believe they have accepted offers. Within 4 or 5 days, they got accepted offers. I didn't think that my house was worth that much money. I can't believe it. We have a realtor that lives in the development. My friend's a realtor. Like, I don't know. I'm like, but this is the deal. Like, this is how I'm going to sell your home. And I know no one else is doing it. So here we are.
So this is an opportunity, before you continue, Ro, this is an opportunity for everyone that thinks that, man, they never sell in this area. Nothing's ever going to happen. I'm going to waste my money in this area. It's taking an opportunity, and look what happened.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know, as they always say, bet on yourself.
So let me just jump in here for a second. And I'm actually going to show you some things that Ro has done. So now, Ro, you're on your second listing, you're on your third listing, you're following up, you're doing just listed, pending, sold, you're doing farming.
Open house. I do two-day open houses. We do them on the weekend. And my fourth listing came from an open house from one of my homes in that development. They were in the market of buying, but they needed to sell their home. And so they hired me to sell their home. And now we're trying to buy them a home. So that was my fourth listing, came from an open house.
That's a big deal. That's a big
Literally,
deal.
it was my third listing. Like, no one ever, like, and I don't ever get asked, well, how long have you been a realtor? Because I feel like I'm an expertise at it. Like, they shouldn't ask that, no.
But you would say you had the confidence, right, Ro?
Oh, yes. Yep. I go in there, go in knowing my information. Someone calls me, you know, they want to meet with me. I'm immediately on the computer. I'm in the county records. I'm looking up, you know, what their house sold for, what they owe as a mortgage, what their taxes are, the size of their home, like everything. So when I go to the appointment, I'm prepared. I go in with my active listings because I want them to know what's on the market. What are we going to be competing against? So I bring in the active, I bring in the pending, because pending, obviously, we see the agent's remarks. So we know what it's being listed for, right? We see the agent's remarks as an accepted offer, been on the market for 8 days at this price. They have an accepted offer. We don't know until it closes what it is. So I bring that, and then I bring the sold in. So here, this is how I come up with my number. And also too, what I look at is square footage price. So I take an average of like the actives, the pendings, and the solds. And I take an average of the square footage from $180 a square foot to, it could be $300 a square foot. Now, everyone knows real estate now, you cannot build a house for less than $250 a square foot. And that's being like, really, like not over the top. Basic contractor grade, $250 a square foot. So you know that if you price something for that, it's going to sell, you know, like, because it costs more to build that home. But I go in prepared. So I have all my numbers, and then I throw out there all of my marketing. I bring my cards. I show them my cards. I tell them I'm on Instagram. I tell them that I have that only does my posts for me for real estate. I use a company to do that for me. I don't post.
While you're there, this is why, do you see that? Can you guys see her Instagram on my computer?
Except actually, I have to say, I just threw that one video in of my dog the other day because I just had to. But everything there
love that.
Is done. I have a calendar of what posted, and everything gets posted for me each day.
So I'm glad you're talking about social media. So Rose, like Claudienne, I don't want to do social media. It's not my strong suit.
No.
She has 228 followers. She's following 227 people, and she has 58 posts. She's not doing the post. She's a company that she pays, I think, $50.
No, $150 a month.
$150 a month that posts on both her Facebook and Instagram.
Correct.
They do ad promotions, and
we can boost the
are
post.
constantly posting on her page. I mean, either this than nothing. So I just wanted to point that out as well.
Yeah.
And if you could share that company in the comments, or we'll share it.
Sure. It's called BACK, BACK @ATUYOU. You know, and going back to social media, I don't know if anyone was on that call last night, the 7:00 call with Miss Skittles, where she spoke about social media and having that presence, right? And knowing what are you trying to like achieve? What are you trying to put out there? You have to be consistent. Like if someone looks at my Instagram page, right? I think if you look at it, you would honestly say, oh, she must be in real estate, right? I'm not all over the page, and purposely, because I hired a company to do that for me. And I think that's very important, is branding yourself and letting people know that this is what you do and that you're serious about it. Because if you're not, they're not going to take you serious, especially not to sell their home or to help them find a home to buy, right?
So I got to share this again, Ro, because here's another. I loved how you did your open house, and I can't find the picture of when you sent it to me. Okay. But this was also, you know, presentation, how you dress, you know, the part when you're on your appointments, how you dress and people have told you this. I love the way you were professionally dressed. You didn't have on flip-flops. You didn't have on, you know, strapless clothing. No. You had on your jacket. You were very professional when you walked into the house, right? Correct. So I gotta show people this, because not even I had done something. Can you guys see this? Jeff, just nod your head if you can see the welcome. Guys, these are cookies that she had made for the open house. Cookies that were individually wrapped that says home. Can you imagine how, I always tell y'all this, you don't just do an open house for the buyers, you do it for the nosy neighbors.
That's right.
The buyers without realtors, they are impressed. She got a listing appointment and a listing from her doing an open house and the presentation of the open house. And I believe that was from the person who had a best friend that was a realtor, and they did not hire the best friend, they hired Ro.
That's right.
Look at the welcome mat in a cookie, the door, and that's just so creative. And so while I'm here, I just want to show a few more things, Ro, that you've done.
Sure.
She is all in. She went and got an do you all see that?
That's it.
So I had a realtor say, well, nobody really knows EXP. You make them know about EXP. You got to either be all in or go. We are vested in you. We want you to grow. I need Ro to produce. I need new stories. And I need to show people that you don't need to be a realtor for 20 years to do this type of work. All you need is passion and to stay plugged in. Watch this. How many people on this Zoom right now was on the Zoom last night? With Skittles is a big deal. Yeah. You can't pay her less than $10,000 to do a training. We got her for free last night. How about just dropping number 5 if you were on the Zoom last night?
Was she at the Awakening?
She was at the Awakening.
Yeah, I knew it. I met her on the elevator.
Exactly.
Yep.
Now, guess what? I know Skittles personally. Ro wants to do business with her. What did I do, Ro?
You connected us.
I put them in a text message with a personal cell phone number. Yeah. But I gotta finish showing you guys this. I just gotta show them this. This is.
I'm scared. What are you showing? Guys, you gotta live it. You gotta love it. You gotta think it. I wake up in the morning and I look at my board. I have a whiteboard. I have all my listings listed. I have what I sold it for, my commission. I know at my 6th transaction by the end of May, I'm capping. And I never thought, I knew I was going to cap. I said, I'm definitely going to cap my first year. But now that I know I'm capping, I'm working towards icon. I want to be icon by August, the end of August. September 1st is my year. I need to get to be icon. That is my goal. And, Claudiane you had a course months ago, where you had everyone write down a goal of where they wanted to be for the year, money goal, a number sign, an amount. And I said to my husband, what, I don't know, what, I'm thinking 100,000, right? My husband's like, nope, you need to do 200,000. I said, I don't know, that sounds like a lot. Well, let me tell you something. Between my 6 transactions that I'm going to cap, right? Anything over my 6th transaction, I'm going to be up to my 10th transaction. I'd be making probably about $170,000. So I'm very close to getting to 200,000, right, guys? I mean, if you put it out there and you have, I'm laser focused. I know this is what I want. You have to want it. You have to put the work into it always, every day. You got to be relevant. It has to be in you. You have to want it, because if you don't want it, then it's not going to work. It's not going to work. And you got to be out there. You have to show up. You have to be part of the community. You have to go to different meetings. I've been in uncomfortable rooms, which is, you know what? When you're in there, it may feel uncomfortable, but after 10 seconds of it, you're totally fine in it. Now I know that when I walk into a room, I'm walking into a room. I don't care who is in that room. And they're going to know, someone in that room is going to know exactly who I am.
I love it. Ro, tell us about, I just want to talk about marketing right now. You go
Sure.
into the grocery store, you're paying for your food, but
Yeah.
I don't know how to frame this. You know how, guys, I got to show you, I want to put you in the mind frame. You're in the grocery store, you're in the line, and you need to separate your items from the person before on the belt. What does that person see, Ro? Tell me.
They see me, Rosemary, eXp Realty, on a brand bar. So anyone that picks up that bar to separate their groceries from the person in front of them or the person behind them, I am on the brand bar. I've committed to 1 year of being on the brand bar. Has anyone contacted me from it? No, but it's okay. Because you want to know something? I am there every single day. And shoppers go in at least once a week to shop. And they will see me there every time they go shopping. And when that time comes, because it will, whether they know someone who's going to buy, whether they know someone who's going to sell, or they're looking for a rental, guess who's going to come to the top of their mind? Me. Not anyone else, me, because I'm there. There's my brand bar. So there's a QR code, you scan the QR code and it brings you directly to my contact information, my website, my cell number. So that's it.
Guys, when you are doing real estate, I don't care if you're renting an apartment, you need to start in where you live. So
Yeah.
Ro goes to this grocery store. Why would she market 50 minutes away in a grocery store that she doesn't even patronize? She is in the spaces that she lives in. She's in her she's in her community. And when those people sell, they gotta buy somewhere else. She can expand when they buy somewhere else. She started at home.
Yep.
So I want to bring you back to this. This is not complicated. You've got somebody with no experience in real estate sales. She just is coming up with all of these ideas. She's plugging in, she's duplicating. Don't you think if I was a seller and she was my agent and I went into this quote, they probably all, New York is not like Florida where you just got Publix is all over the place. It's not like that. You've got these nice little pocket grocery stores for the neighborhood. When the seller A goes to the grocery store and pulls this out, they feel like they've done a good job. And guess what happens? Ro and I talk a lot. They start talking to each other.
That's right.
I see Rosemary listed your house. How did she do? You should see the comments. You should see the feedback. So I want to go back for a second because this is her just listed. Guys, it's not complicated. $699.
Yeah, we haven't accepted offer $695, and we got that offer 6 days after, and it wasn't crazy like it is. You know, people are under like pricing homes, and they're getting like 75, 80 people in there with 24, 40 offers. You know what? That to me is craziness, and I don't want any craziness. That's why I price it right to sell. I don't underprice it. And, you know, we had a couple of showings. I had an open house and we got about 4 offers, and 4 very good offers. And of course we went to highest and best, and highest and best not only means price, right? We have to look at the terms. And what I do is I sit down with the sellers and we go over everything. We go over the price, we go over the terms. I actually call lenders to find out really if that person actually is like maxed out or can afford this. And I make them aware that I'm calling them. You know, their credit score, what's their credit score? You know, that all makes a difference. And that's something that's like negotiating. Those are the skills that I have. And, you know, that's what I do with my sellers and even with my buyers, because honestly, you know, I'm taking them into homes and they're making offers and the offers are coming in over 100,000, 150,000. And I'm like, that's not realistic. You can't do that unless they really truly say, I don't care. I don't care what it's going to cost me. I want the house. Then that's on you. But knowing what the market can turn into, why would you want to pay 150,000 over what the house is even worth, and will probably never, ever be worth that again because of the market that we're in? Do you know what I mean? So, and I'm very honest, like, I'm not, yes, do I want to make money? Of course. However, my reputation, my relationship with these people, because that's what it's becoming also too, is a solid thing. Like, I don't want anything, to come in the way of them not trusting me, basically.
I want to back up because it's 7:49 and we've got about 9 more minutes. I just want to backtrack for a second, and I got to add this, Ro, because she's on her 5th listing and she's like, Claudiane, I need more listings. I said, Ro is like the lister on crack.
Yeah.
I did.
I wake up every morning. I tell my husband,
Like, I need more listings. I need more listings. And I believe because she's saying it, I'm telling you, like, when it's almost scary. When she calls me, I'm like, what? You got another listing? She's like, how did you know? And this is scary. No, for real, this is scary. That she can see it. She does the work. She executes. New York is a little bit different. They're an attorney state. So you got to get the contract to the attorney to review. She's not waiting on them. She's Claudiane, it's been 48 hours. I haven't heard anything. Let me get them on the phone. I'll call you back. Next thing I know, the next day, voila. People are waiting for contracts for 2 and 3 weeks. Ro got it in 48 hours.
No, I don't
think that's going to set her apart.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to backtrack for a second. You jump into the business. You get your business cards made. Write this down, guys. She does a press release.
Yes.
Her husband, I'm a witness to this. Her husband picks up the phone. Some of y'all would have been so intimidated to call your attorney. Calls the attorney. I don't remember his name. Let's just say his name was Bob. Bob, I don't know who you're using as a realtor, but my wife now is a licensed realtor in New York, and we're gonna start using her. Boom. He almost didn't even ask.
And can I just
crazy,
Claudiane, it's also too, because I have my family's is my support system, right? My husband is totally for everything that I do. I ask him for advice. He asks me for advice. I'm like, what do you think? My son, my 17-year-old son, comes home from school and he's like, Ma, did you get another listing today? I'm like, not today, but I will tomorrow. So they're in it too. And they are my coaches. They are my, reason why I do what I do, because they appreciate what I'm doing, and they know that, I'm putting in the work, and this is something I really, really want. So, and the support.
And I'm so proud of you for literally taking the tools, plugging in. Gosh, she plugs in. Let's talk about the press release. Let's talk about her business cards. Let's talk about her doing RSP. She didn't overcommit. I'm sure she has the money to do it. She wanted to focus in on an area. She does about less than 500 mailers every other month. She follows up. Guys, RSP allows you to get a text message to let you know that somebody's clicked the link on your card that I just showed you. She follows up with a handwritten note card and added something. So you always add your little spice to it. I taught everybody how to write a handwritten note card. Well, guess what? She puts a $5 gift card to the local shop in the area. She follows up. She's not just getting, I remember her saying, Claudiane, this last seller was interviewing people. She didn't wait for him to call her. She followed up with him.
Yes, that was last Wednesday. She actually was referred to me from a friend of mine who I got a listing. And so she called me, and of course I go prepared, which, by the way, when I go to my listing appointments, again, I have my contracts, everything pre-filled. And I also bring a handwritten card again. And I put a $25 gift card to a local, deli, restaurant, whatever it is, thanking them obviously for taking the time out to meet with me, right? It's just a token of appreciation. So I met with her last Wednesday, and now she didn't tell me this over the phone, but when I got there, she says, oh, we'll get back to you because we're interviewing other agents. And I said, sure, no problem. Had all my information, gathered up all my stuff. And I said, we'll be in touch. And she said, absolutely. And so I texted her when I got home. I texted her, thanking her and her husband for taking the time with meeting with me. And, I would truly appreciate the opportunity to sell their home. And this is why, again, I think that I would be the right one to sell your home. And she said, we'll get back to you over the weekend. So Sunday morning, my husband and I were driving to see my daughter at school. And I said to John, I'm like, I gotta text her. Like, I can't wait anymore. I need to know. And so I basically texted her and I said, have you guys made a decision? Who's the lucky person you've chosen to sell your home? And she texted me back about 10 minutes later, and she's like, thank you so much for your the information. Thank you so much for meeting with me. And that was it. And I thought, oh my God, like, are they telling me no? And then of course I see the bubble in the text, and I'm like, they're still writing. And sure enough, they said, thank you so much. We want you to sell our home, and we're so excited. And I was like, oh my God, I got another listing. This is crazy. And that was my 9th listing on Sunday.
Guys, I don't know if I have chills. I have chills, and I don't just say this because I know Ro. I know her for as long as she's been in real estate. And so, listen, I've got to say congratulations, Ro, for all of your hard work. All I heard was consistency and dedication and following the system that works. All I've been hearing this whole entire time is consistency, dedication, and work. She's setting goals, she's working, and she's executing. So I just want to say thank you. We've got about 5 minutes. I do want to share something that I learned from Lachey. Is Lachey on here?
She's on
and then don't go, Ro, because we're going to have some Q&As.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm here, Claudia.
All right, cool. Let me unpin Ro really quickly. Lachey had, I guess we're going to be a little bit over, but this is worth it because I want to share something. Jeff, can you pin her for a second?
I think we pinned the wrong person. Let's grab her. All
right, add her to the spotlight. Listen, I'm going to tell you what just happened to me on a deal. I had a listing, a contract, lots of offers came in, but one offer came in that was a cash offer, and they did show proof of funds. We selected their offer. The seller selected their offer. I need y'all to pay attention to this. Then days later, I get an email from a mortgage broker, and I said, I think we have the wrong file. I think you have the wrong file. They said, no, we don't. My buyer has decided to go finance. Well, how many people know that the contract gives a way for someone buying cash to go financing without even telling you they're doing financing? So you got to know the contract. So I immediately said, okay, this is interesting. This is the first time it's happened, but I know what the contract reads. So I don't say anything. And so guess what? We went to closing. They financed. Everything remained the same. Okay. They waived all contingencies. He was still willing to pay. I don't even know what the appraised amount was. I didn't really care because it was a cash offer and they exercised the ideal. So what they did was came in at cash, knew that they could pay over the appraised value no matter what, and they waived all the contingencies and it got them through the door. And so, Lachey, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
I don't see where you're pinned though.
I'm right here. Sorry, I'm escaping my kids who are supposed to be sleeping, so I'm in my room, but I'm here.
So Lachey, tell us what just happened. You told me a story 2 days ago.
Yep.
If you could tell it in 1 minute, and then we're going to go to Q&A with Ro.
Absolutely. So I, like many of you guys, have been struggling with my buyers to find homes. And this particular buyer is a friend of mine. We graduated together. Very strong offer. So he was putting down 300,000, and we were going to be financing the remainder. Initially, we started out in the $650,000 to $700,000 budget, looking for a single family home. Really loved the Jacaranda plantation area. So that's pretty much where we focused in on. We put in 6 offers, strong offers, way over asking, up to 90,000 over asking, not my decision, their decision. But we had solid offers. Contingencies were non-existent. No contingencies on appraisals for all 6 of them. But one of the issues that I found consistently putting in and getting 1 or 2 feedback from the realtors was that we were with PNC Bank. So for all you guys who are familiar and are experienced, you know that usually the bank takes a little bit longer than like your PRMG or what have you. So I actually advised that they switch to PRMG. So everybody who knows David, we switched to David, and I believe that gave us a little bit more leverage. So making that switch was obviously one decision that we decided to do after the 6th offer was declined. So we put in the other day for a 7th property, but prior to putting in, that property was listed on the MLS as having an open house this Saturday. And I've been going to open houses. I'm tired of going to open houses. Just like Rose said, they drive the clients to the open house. They drive the buyers. At this point, I see so many realtors or buyers that don't even have realtors, because I'm sure the realtors are like, I ain't spending my gas anymore to go to these open houses. If you like it, just let me know. So I too have been exhausted from open houses. So I told my buyer, I'm like, listen, I'm gonna call this realtor. I'm gonna find out what we have to do to get in the door, whether it be she gonna have to show us the house. We gonna knock on the door and see if the owner's available to show us the house. But we got to do something different, because what we're doing, the money you have is obviously not enough leverage. And he's getting despondent to the point where he's like, you know what, maybe I should just wait. So that's what I did. I called the realtor and I said, listen, what do I have to do? My seller loves the Jacaranda area. Honestly, we do not care what the house looks like. He wants to be close to the Golf and Country Club at Jacaranda. Your property overlooks it. We want to get in the door, and I'm not waiting for the open house. I'm tired of doing open houses. You would be my 7th offer that I'm putting my buyer into. So she said, what? And just like Rose, she's from New York. She's like, I like you. Let me call the seller and see what I can do. You know, what is your buyer coming with? And I said, listen, you guys have it listed at 525. I'll be honest, every single offer that we put in have been 50,000 or above. We'll meet you realistically where your seller is willing to kind of work with us. But first, let's get in the door, because my buyer is probably not going to buy sight unseen. So anyway, she called me back 5 minutes later and said, the seller is willing to meet with you and to show you the house, but when do you want to come? I had the buyer behind me. I had just treated him to lunch. I said, we're on our way now. 30 minutes to 45 minutes, we'll be in plantation. She's like, oh my God, let me tell the buyer she works for the government. Let me tell her to shut down all her systems and she'll show you the house. So we got to the house. We saw the house. Lady loved us. Realtor was on point. She actually ended up graduating from where we graduated from. We connected. Of course, you guys know through, personal connection, a lot of times you end up getting a little bit more leverage with the transaction. So anyway, day later, we had the offer in that same night. Day later, she called and said, we'll accept your offer. She took the house off the market. Open house ain't on Saturday because there ain't no open house. We under contract, baby. So I say that to say, I too have been getting frustrated with the buyers, but I believe that we really have to do something different. And this time I decided to follow Claudiane's guidance and Jeff's guidance and just be aggressive and go for what I want, go for what I need. A lot of you guys know I recently quit my job. So there is no, there ain't no contracts that ain't going through right now. I need everything that I can get. So for all you guys that have buyers, and you're kind of feeling despondent and tired of putting in offers, there's definitely hope if you make change and do something different. So.
Beautiful, man.
Wow. That was beautiful. Thank you for that. And I just wanted to show, oh, hold on. I don't want to do that. I really wanted to show people that, I don't know, am I not a host or something anymore?
Your camera's off.
Oh, hold on. All right, let's move Lachey. Okay, got it. And so I wanted to share that with you guys because when you can duplicate success, I believe it should be duplicated. I'm gonna allow Jeff Coriolan to close us out with Q&A with Ro. And so you guys take it away. If you've learned anything from tonight, guys, you know, just put a number 5 in the chat box. If you learned anything that could take your business to the next, listen, I'm tired of hearing people complain. You need to get to work, okay? There's no way I could be in an office right now, 5 weeks post-pregnancy at 42. Come on, y'all, tighten up. Let's get in the game. Congratulations, BB, on all your hard work. I see you there. And so, Jeff, take it away.
Hey, yeah, let's just go open it up for Q&A. Let's give it back to Lachey. That's an amazing story. So it's being determined once again. We're going to go ahead and we're going to unmute you if you do have a question.
Come on, someone has to have a
Questions for Ro?
question. Someone has to have a question. Anything, any question.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
I'm a brand new agent and I've only been licensed for a couple of months. And I'm wondering when you're going, especially in the situation where you were meeting with a seller who had a good friend who was an agent, what is your value proposition? How are you positioning yourself differently from other agents that's helping you get these listings? Is it your marketing? Is it your social media? Like what's your value proposition?
Yes. So first of all, what is your name? I'm sorry, because I don't see who's asking the question.
My name's Maria Weldon.
Where are you a new agent?
I am in Bristol, Tennessee.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, on the border of Tennessee and Virginia. So I'm working on getting my Virginia license too. So I'll be licensed in both.
Very good.
Yeah.
So basically, I believe what's getting me my listings is obviously my marketing, my aggressive marketing strategy. I explain to them, I show them exactly what I'm doing. I know that what also sells me is that I have a transactional coordinator through EXP
Okay.
that does all of my input into SkySlope. So guys, I look on SkySlope just to see my transactions and to see my money. I don't know how to upload. I don't do any of that. I have the transactional broker and I hired her before I even got my first transaction because
I just hired my first mine today too. So
that's right.
awesome.
I wanted her in place because I knew eventually I was going to get my listing, right? So I hired her, and let me tell you, when I go in and I show them my marketing, like I bring them my cards, I bring them my just listed postcards, my contracts, everything's ready. They see that. I tell them that I have an assistant, my transactional coordinator, who takes care of everything, who follows the file from start to finish, watches the dates. Like I put her in contact with the attorneys, with whomever she needs to be in contact with. So there's communication there. They see that. Obviously, the one main thing I think also too that I get my listings from is that because right now, I'm getting one listing or two listings every month. I have the time is I show the property. So when I list something and we get an appointment, whether or not the buyer's coming in with their broker, I'm there. I show up, I let them in. I kind of go over the house because, there's things in a home that an agent may not pick up, may not see. Like I see everything. I see trim, I see detail because I know what I'm looking at. I notice tiles. I know how a tile is laid. I know what's porcelain. I know what's marble. So I kind of, can sell the home. It's me selling the home. So a lot of my sellers really, truly appreciate me doing that. I host open houses, just my professionalism, because to be quite honest, again, I represent a seller and that's bottom line. So I want to do the best for my seller.
I love it.
That's what I do.
Thank you.
I think it's been working for me.
Sounds like it. It's awesome. Good stuff. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What's the next question that we have for Ro? anything about her business cards, about the idea to just market, the idea to learn how did you learn about the floors and the ceilings and everything you just mentioned?
I have a quick question, Jeffrey. This is Shanika.
Hi, Shanika.
Hi, Ro. Again, I'm inspired. I wanted to find out about your press release that you composed. If you
Yeah.
can find out the example, I know you said you have to find it, but if you
Yeah.
can please find it so I can have a sample.
Absolutely. So I hired someone, obviously, to do that, marketing company to do a press release for me. And the press release was in the local newspapers, just to kind of put me out there. And, that was basically it. And, but they helped me put it together. It's my bio and basically a press release of, who I am. And here I am now as your realtor, lifestyle expert here in the county, in Orange County. And yeah, so that's how that was done.
Awesome. I'm interested. I'm gonna do one and look into it. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. And you know what, guys, too, I know, sometimes, money obviously is a real issue for some people, but you have to know that you have to invest in yourself. Because if you think about, the money that you would spend on, let's say, marketing your cards every other month, and you don't have to do 500 homes. You could start off, doing 100 homes, 200 homes in your area that you know best of, right? Start off with that, because if you get one listing, even just one listing from that, the commission that you make from that one listing will pay for it in itself and then some. So you have to know and have faith that you need to invest in yourself and that it will come back. It will come back.
I have two questions. This is
Go ahead.
Nikita. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Great. First of all, thank you for sharing. This is very motivational for sure. The first question I have is, what's your most effective method of marketing so far? And the second one is, would you recommend getting your license in multiple states? Because I'm interested in getting mine in Georgia as well, but I wanted to see what that was like for someone else.
So your first question, what's my top piece that I'm getting? I think it's the marketing and knowing that, I'm not just listing it on the MLS and kind of set it and forget it. I'm paying for boosting on my Instagram, on my Facebook. I'm sending out postcards. I'm hitting, I'm in Orange County and I'm an hour and 15 minutes from the city, but my ads, my marketing is hitting Queens, Long Island, Manhattan, New Jersey. Like, I am omnipresent. I want people to know, hey, what's going on in Orange County? So I pay for that. I think it's mostly my marketing, who I am, my personality, and everything else that goes with it. Again, an investment in yourself, my transactional coordinator, my postcards, my open house, my cookies. I set it all up. My water bottles, I bring my own tray. I bring my own cookie tray. I bring my own sign-in table. It's just the details. And I think that's why I'm doing, what I'm doing and getting my listings. And then as far as being licensed in other states, the reason why I did Florida was because obviously, all you guys that are in Florida have a, huge team in Florida, but eventually I see myself in a couple of years being in Florida. So I kind of want to establish that relationship now, and I'm setting myself up now for then. And also too, I have friends that are here in New York that are looking to purchase in Florida. So I want to be in the game, which my first closing was a referral in Cape Coral. It was my client from New York. I referred her to an agent and we closed on that deal a month ago, and it was a referral, but I followed through. Like, they're still my client, even though a referral, you don't do any of the paperwork. You don't do anything. You just basically refer them and you get a check. but I followed through the whole process. I made sure that he was doing what he was supposed to do. I made sure that his mortgage broker was submitting what he needed to submit, because Florida, again, is way different than New York. Like you guys run there. Like everything is done fast. So, you know, I made sure that my client was aware of this, basically. Like there's no sitting here. You put an offer in, you're in contract. It's not New York where they have to accept your offer. It's got to go through attorney review. It takes 2 weeks to sign contracts. It doesn't work that way. I said, so just know that this is the process. So unless you're going to be active, I guess, in another state, that's my own opinion. I would stick to where you are now, focus on where you are now and in the area in your community that you live in, and focus on that and build yourself that, you know what I mean?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Ro, it's Yam out of Miami. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, thanks. I wanted to ask about the RSP marketing. Is the
Yeah.
website rsp.marketing?
No, it's RSP Pro or no, RSPUSA.com.
I just dropped it in the chat, you guys.
Did you do that, Jeffrey? You dropped it in the chat?
Yeah, you can always Google RSP USA as well and it'll come up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So on the RSP site, for those guys that don't know, you can do the monthly marketing reports. You can do the just listed, just sold, under contracts through there. You can do the boosting through there as well through Facebook. You can do the neighborhood mailers as well.
Yes.
On there, you can see if someone else is marketing in those areas right now or not. So and you can even schedule a call with the rep and they can go through the whole presentation with you as well.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions? You're welcome.
Anyone else? Questions, comments, thoughts, ideas?
Going once, going twice.
Well, we thank you all for being here. One thing that we could definitely take away is activate, be determined, be consistent, follow up, and the list goes on, right? Ro, keep kicking it.
Thank you. I will.
Catch you guys next week, Wednesday at 7 p.m.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you so much for being here tonight.